Hello viewers, is coming to Canada still part of your aspiration for the year 2021? Is it part of your goal? In as much as you could not achieve that in the year 2020, don't give up on yourself. 2021 is another opportunity. So in this video today, I'll be telling you 5 most prominent ways through which you can immigrate into Canada in the year 2021. You might have heard of some of this before, but I'm just going to give you a kind of reminder on it and also an update on how you can go about it so that year 2021, your aspiration, your goal to immigrate to Canada, just like me, would be fulfilled. So you want to hang on tight, stay tuned. I would be back. Alright viewers, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. I still remember my humble self, MC Bernardino. This is Canada Reality, where I dish out content for those that are in Canada and those that are intending on migrating to Canada. If peradventure this is your first time on this YouTube channel, you just stumbled on this channel, you're welcome to this YouTube channel. Please endeavor to take some few moments, subscribe to this YouTube channel. There's a notification bell beside it. Click on it so that anytime I drop a video, you'll be among the first to be notified. And if you enjoyed this video, please endeavor to hit on the likes button, and likewise also you might endeavor to also share this video on your social media handles to whoever you feel will benefit from it. At this point, let me use this opportunity to welcome our new viewers and our new subscribers. Thank you very much, and I promise not to disappoint you on this channel. Alright, so just like I promised you that in this video I'll be telling you 5 prominent ways through which you can migrate into Canada in the year 2021. There are numerous, there are tons, there are over 100 ways through which people can migrate into Canada. But in this video, I don't want to bore you with so much information. That's why I shortlisted the 5 most prominent ones through which you can immigrate into Canada in the year 2021. Alright, the first on my list is, you guessed right, express entry. So express entry is the number one because, through that you can come into Canada seamlessly and cost effective. You don't have to pay through your nose to migrate into Canada through the express entry. It might be cumbersome, it might be challenging because of the criteria, but I can assure you that if you can get it right, express entry still offers the most viable way through which you can migrate into Canada. And so when we talk about express entry, there are 3 parts through which you can migrate under the express entry. The first one is through the federal skilled worker. So federal skilled worker, based on your experience, based on your work experience from wherever you're coming from, you can use that as a way for you to migrate into Canada. Another way through which you can apply is called the Canadian Experience Class. That is majorly for those that are presently in Canada. Probably you've studied in Canada, you've got work experience in Canada. You can leverage on the Canadian Experience Class, which is the CEC, to become a permanent resident in Canada. Last but not the least is the Federal Skilled Trade. That is geared towards those that are outside Canada or in Canada and you have skilled experience as a trade, in any trade, plumbing, electrical, whatever, fashion designing, whatever you have, you can leverage on the FST to migrate into Canada in the year 2021. And also, let me give you a kind of quick background of what express entry is all about. So for those of you that don't know, express entry is a point-based system that was introduced in the year 2015 by Canada government, just to bring in the best of the best brain from outside Canada into Canada. It's a point-based system, and you are allotted points all over. You have a maximum of 1,200, that's 1,200 points to get. So based on the information you put online in terms of your education, your experience, your study in Canada or outside Canada, and so many other factors, your language test, your evaluation of your results, and so many other factors, you are awarded a point. And when you are awarded a point, because you've created your profile in the pool, bi-weekly in most cases, sometimes a week interval, Canada government, they do like a draw, an express entry draw, whereby they allot the particular, they give a particular score for the draw, and anybody that scores that score or more will be sent an invitation to apply for permanent residence. As at the last one that was done on December 23rd, which was 468. So those that scored 468 and above were sent an invitation to apply. So the same way, you create your profile and you could be invited either through the FSW, CEC, or FST. So that's a very, very viable way for people to migrate into Canada in the year 2021. So I want you to look into that. If you're already in the pool, look at ways through which you can try to increase your points in the pool. I've done so many videos, tons of videos on how you can increase your points in the pool. or how you can create your profile. If you need further questions, further assistance on this, please feel free to drop it in the comment section, and just like I always do, I will oblige your question by dignifying it with a very suitable answer. And if you enjoyed this video, once again, please hit on the likes button. Okay, so the next prominent way through which you can come into Canada in the year 2021, after the express search I just told you of, is Provincial Nominee. I mean, a lot of you actually know, I mean, for those of you that have been yearning to come into Canada, you know about Provincial Nominee. So Canada operates like different kind of 80 different kind of stream of provincial nominees. We have 10 provinces in Canada, and each provinces, they have different kind of party, different kind of provincial nominee that they operate, over 3 or 4 or 5, some even up to 6 or 10 in some provinces. So there's a provincial nominee pathway through which you can come into Canada. And this provincial nominee, I mean, in the year 2021, Canada is looking at bringing in over 80,000 immigrants through the provincial nominee. Don't forget, I said we have 10 provinces and 3 territories. And even the 3 territories are not left out. Virtually everybody, every province, territory operates provincial nominee. So you might want to look into this. So what qualifies you for provincial nominee? There are some few criteria that they actually look out for. One is job offer. So provincial nominee, some provinces, they are looking for people that already have secured a job offer, either in Canada or outside Canada. So that can qualify you for provincial nominee. That can give you more points through the provincial nominee route. Another option is in-demand occupation. Some of these provinces, I can tell you, Saskatchewan, Nova Scotia, Manitoba, they have some shortlisted jobs that are in demand in the province. Like in Nova Scotia, they are looking for trades like tailor, fashion designer, those in the livestock and agricultural sector, those in the plumbing and electrical. So they are looking for some in-demand occupation. So if you know you have experience in some of these trades, some of these professions, lawyers, doctors are not exempted. You can actually look into some of these provinces. I've told you of Nova Scotia, Saskatchewan. They are looking for some in-demand job that if you can back up your experience with some letter of from your employer, you can actually look into some of these provinces. Another criteria that you can look at under the provincial nominee would be connection to the province. So when I say connection to the province, what ties do you have to that province? Have you studied in that province? Have you had work experience in that province? Do you have family, immediate family in that province? Do you have friends in that province like Manitoba? So you might want to look at this option. That can give you more points for the provincial nominee come 2021. So you might want to look at that. The next one is business or entrepreneur. So do you have cash that you want to bring into Canada? You want to come and set up business in Canada and you have cash? You can look at that. So some provinces are actually welcoming to entrepreneur that wants to come and spend their cash, set up business for the growth of their province, of their territory. They also give you a pathway through which you can become a permanent resident and eventually a citizen of Canada. So you might want to look at the provincial nominee. In this video, I'll be linking some of these provinces that you can actually look at and see how you can fit into it. So once again, I said Canada is looking at bringing over 80,000 immigrants through the provincial nominee. And don't forget that the goal for this year, for the year 2021 rather, is to bring in over 400,000 immigrants into Canada. So you don't want to be left out of this lofty goal. That is why I brought this video to you. If you enjoyed this video, once again, hit on the likes button. Alright, so moving on to my next route through which you can migrate into Canada in the year 2021 is through work permit. I mean, so many questions I get in this regard. People asking me that, how can I get work permit to come into Canada? To be sincere, to get a work permit from outside Canada, it's so turbulent. I mean, it's not so easy. I mean, it's a very rigorous process, but it is possible. So that's another route through which you can come into Canada. So when I say work permit, in the year 2019 alone, over 400,000 immigrants came into Canada on a work permit. It's not everybody that came in on a work permit that eventually become a permanent resident. Some come into Canada and seasonally to work in Canada and they go back to their country. So, but in the year 2019 alone, over 400,000 people came in via work permit. So when I say work permits, I mean, there are different kind of pathways through which you can come in under the work permit too. So the first one is what is called International Experience Canada, so IEC. So this IEC is only open to like 36 countries. It's not open to all countries globally, just 36 countries, and it's geared towards youth between the age of 18 to 35. And they can come into Canada through this IEC route and come into Canada and come and work. Okay, so it's not for all countries. If you want to learn more about the IEC, you can actually go online, see the country, see if your country falls under it, and see if you can apply for it. The next one is I want to tell you about is the LMIA, Labor Impact Market Analysis. I've done a video on that. That is another avenue through which you can come into Canada. But I can tell you of a truth that it is so rigorous a process that so many employers are not willing and ready to do that for prospective immigrants, because the employer needs to advertise that position for Canadians for over 30 days, be able to convince Canada government that nobody in Canada can fill that position, and that's why they want to bring you from outside Canada. And they also have to pay, I think, $1,000 and also a lot of paperwork. So no company is ready to do that except you're an expatriate. I mean, you're good at what you do. That is when a company can actually go the extra mile to fight for LMIA for you, to bring you from outside Canada to inside Canada. And you don't want to blame Canada government. It's just because they need to make sure that they provide jobs for those that are in Canada before they start looking outside. The next one, obviously still under work permit route through which you can come into Canada, is called intra-company work permit. So take for instance, for some of you that work in multinational companies like Deloitte, Chevron, Shell, Total, and the rest of them like that, and probably where you're working outside Canada, your company also, because it's a multinational company, right, there's also a company like that in Canada too. So you can get a work permit transfer from your company, from wherever you're coming from, into Canada. I know some few people that actually did that. You can actually use that avenue to come into Canada through what is called work permit. So you might want to also look into that. Last but not the least is called USMCA work permit. So this is only restricted to 3 countries: USA, Mexico, and Canada. So they signed this USMCA contract that allowed them to exchange workers between these 3 countries. So it is not open for everybody, but if you're some of my viewers, subscribers that you're within this country, you can look at that opportunity, read more about it, and that could be an avenue for you to migrate into Canada in the year 2021. Transcending into the next route through which you can migrate into Canada in the year 2021. It is what you people have been waiting for, and it is through the study permit route. I came in through the study permit route in the year 2014, and I can tell you of a truth that if you can go through that process, if you're so lucky you get a visa, that could be your passport to become a Canadian citizen. It worked for me, it can also work for you too. So when I say work permit, how do I mean? So all you have to do is, I've done series of videos on this, most of my videos are on this. Apply to a school, get an admission, apply, get all the necessary documents, apply for your visa. If you're fortunate, I mean, you can't rule out luck. If you get your visa approved, from there you come into Canada for 1 or 2 years, depending on what the duration of your program is. When you're done with your program, you're automatically allowed to apply for what is called postgraduate work permit. But that depends majorly on how many years of study you had. If you have a 1-year study, you are entitled to a 1-year postgraduate. If you have 2 or more, you are entitled to 3 years postgraduate work permit. And when you get the postgraduate work permit, then you need to get a job in a particular field, get all the qualification right, and you only need 1 full calendar year of work through which you can use to apply for the Canadian Experience class that I initially told you about. So through that route, if you go through the Express Entry or Provincial Nominee, you can also become a permanent resident, and after some few years, eventually you will become a Canadian citizen. I mean, if you can get a study visa, I can tell you of a truth that all things being equal, you can also be a Canadian citizen. But the major challenge there is that getting your visa approved, I mean, you have to go through the applying for the visa, which the rejection rate is a little bit on the high side recently. But you can also try. Who knows, you might be lucky. But I can tell you of a truth, if you can get that approved, you are as good as becoming a Canadian citizen. So I mean, in the year 2019, if I'm not mistaken, according to the statistics that we have, over 400 study permits were approved into Canada. So in the year 2020, we don't know what the data is, but of the truth that so many people are coming in from different countries into Canada. So you can also look into that opportunity, that avenue, to eventually come into Canada on a study visa. For more information about this, you might want to look on my previous videos and see how you can effectively apply for your admission and at the same time apply for your study visa. If you need more clarification, feel free to drop it in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, likewise, please endeavor to hit on the likes button. Last but not the least, on the 5 prominent ways through which you can migrate into Canada in the year 2021 is family sponsorship. What do I mean by family sponsorship? So if you're a permanent resident of Canada or you're a citizen of Canada, you can actually sponsor your spouse into Canada, or you can sponsor your dependent into Canada. Once again, hypothetically, you have your fiancé outside Canada, but you're a permanent resident of Canada or you're a citizen of Canada, you can actually sponsor your spouse into Canada. All you need is to go online, go to CIC website, get all the documents, get everything you need, and submit your application. Sometimes it can be so lengthy for them to get back to you, but for truth, you will definitely get a feedback. And if you get all things right and you submit the right documents, luck on your side, you will get your spouse into Canada within 1 year. I mean, I've seen tons of people did this, and that's why I feel that's another avenue to share with you. Likewise too, if you have dependent that is minor, I think still under the age of 18, you can also, as a permanent resident or a citizen of Canada, you can bring your dependent into Canada. You can sponsor them into Canada. So meaning that if you have a child that is still under 18, you, as far as you're a permanent resident or a citizen of Canada, you can sponsor your dependent into Canada. And next, it will be still under sponsorship, will be sponsoring your parents into Canada. As a permanent resident or a citizen of Canada, you can do what is called the grandparents sponsor, parent and grandparent sponsorship, which is another avenue for you, for your parents to eventually become a permanent resident of Canada like you, and eventually also become a citizen of Canada like you. There are so many benefits attached to that. I mean, your parents, if they eventually become a permanent resident, they get free health care, and after 10 years of living in Canada, they get pension in Canada. I mean, that is very huge. That's one of the best gifts you can give to your parents, and that could be also a very good way to ease your financial stress on the long run. So that is another avenue you want to look at. If you enjoyed this video, please once again hit on the likes button. If you have any question on this, feel free to drop it in the comment section. Okay viewers, I hope you actually enjoyed the video that I brought for you today on the 5 prominent ways through which you can migrate into Canada in the year 2021. Don't forget, I said there are tons and tons of ways. I know of over 100 pathways through which you can migrate into Canada, but I've only given you the 5 most prominent ones through which you can actually plan and see ways of coming into Canada. I told you about express entry, I told you about provincial nominee, I told you about work permits, study permits, and I also told you about sponsorship. So these 5 ways, if you exploit your options very well, get things right, luck on your side, you can eventually migrate into Canada in the year 2021. But do you have any question you don't understand, you need further clarification, feel free to drop it in the comment section. I always dignify questions with reputable answers. And once again, if you enjoyed this video, hit on the likes button, and also please give somebody a gift during this Utah period by sharing this video on your social media, your WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Share it with somebody that could actually benefit from this. So I'll come back to you guys again with another wonderful episode on Canada Reality with your own boy MC Bernardino. Already Christmas is over, but I wish you Happy New Year.